10 tasties they were doing.
I have to do this one.
You got like 15 seconds.
Okay. Be right back. All right, hello everyone. Well, hi everyone. Wow, you finally here. Good.
Sorry.
Yes, we actually. This is Food What You Love, the culinary show from Hennepin Technical College. Yes, we are going live. Can you imagine? And we are here with interactive design video production. Thank you so much for helping us. And I have a very, very, very special guest here today, Chef Jeremiah Lanes. Wow, great. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
It's
Chef.
not like I don't see you every day, but it's wonderful you are my guest today. So can you tell me about yourself? How long we know each other?
We've known each other for coming up on 10
10-year
years.
anniversary?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's our 10-year anniversary
is
coming up
great.
this
Wow.
21 August. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And I know at some point you were my student, and I decided to offer you this position of culinary arts instructor and culinary lab assistant. So,
Yep.
and I don't regret a bit. So tell me a little bit, tell our guests, a little bit about yourself. How did you end up coming to become a chef and working at Hennepin Technical College?
So a couple of years ago, and you're kind of familiar with this, I was over at a hospital. I was working as a nurse.
yep.
And then I went to private care for a little bit, thought that would be a little bit more interesting. I didn't want to deal with insurance people and stuff like that. And then I was noticing people weren't eating very well.
Yes, I know.
It's not very good. So in nursing facilities and senior living care, which you're very
Yes,
familiar
yes,
with.
we both come from healthcare, absolutely.
Yep. So then I decided that I wanted to start cooking a little bit more. So I started watching cooking shows. I started reading books and started cooking for them. And I realized very quickly that I needed some training because I've never been in the industry before.
Good.
So I came to Hennepin Tech and I had my first class with Chef Dorn.
Okay.
And it was amazing. I learned so much
She's
that
awesome.
first semester. Right? She's
Yeah,
amazing.
she's awesome.
And I fell in love with the hospitality industry. So I've not looked back since.
Wonderful. So, and now you actually worked at many places. Can you tell me some places that you worked?
So my first job was actually a catering job with the company called Crave. They have a couple of restaurants. You're familiar with Crave,
I
right?
am, absolutely. Great
And
company.
we're actually going to be doing one of their recipes
Beautiful.
later on today that I have over here on the table.
Nice.
It's the ahi wonton crisps. Yeah,
I'm
so-
excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. And then I worked there during my time at school because they're very lenient with my hours of time, study, and things along those
We
lines.
are very flexible, by the way. Yes, absolutely.
And then I started working for Lifetime Fitness because it kind of fit
Okay.
into that nutritional thing that I was looking for. A lot of gym people are looking for that nutritional, the macros and the micros of their stuff.
Okay.
And that's where I really kind of like worked for about a year and a half.
Wonderful.
And
So
then-
you always love to cook. Did you know a lot about cooking? I mean, do you have like a funny story or something to tell us?
Oh, man.
I mean, I know this funny story, but I just want everybody to hear.
So my embarrassing story
Yep.
is that when I first started cooking and I was reading recipes and watching TV shows, is that I was working with ingredients that I just
Okay.
wasn't familiar with, right? Like a julienne onion. I have no idea where julienne onion is.
It's
where it
French,
comes from.
right?
Yeah, it's French.
Like
Like-
lemon, julienne, okay.
So I went to a grocery store and I was there for quite a while. I'm wandering around the produce section, embarrassingly enough, for about a half hour.
Okay.
And I'm due diligently looking in
Yes,
every
you are.
aisle,
Yes, you
every
are.
case, every like, because
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I don't know where to find a julienne onion.
Sure.
And so I finally asked somebody, and after they laughed a little bit, and I turned beet red, kind of like I am now, and went with it. And they explained it to me, and that's when I decided I needed to enroll.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I want to highlight something here right now because we actually are wearing same aprons, right? I'm not even sure this is your apron, my apron, your apron.
I
But
think-
we have a similar
Is there a name
aprons.
on it?
Yes, I'm not sure. So, but this is the black and blue, right?
Yep, Project Black and Blue. I'm
Okay.
also wearing the hat. It's craft-made aprons. is something that is a local company, and we all want to support local companies. And they have a Project Black and Blue, which supports the mental health of our industry.
Yep.
So anybody who is struggling or needs some support, they have a system there that anything that you purchase, 50% of it goes towards.
This is wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
This is very important because, I mean, as part of our core curriculum, we actually developed part of what we teach at the third semester together. We actually spend a lot of time with our students talking about the resources, talking about actually mental health, about how to be with people, how to handle stress, and we are stress-free campus here, right?
Yes. Try to be, yeah.
Absolutely.
But I mean, homework does add some stress.
Yes. Well, one more thing I want to ask you, because as I remember, you as the student, you actually started something very important here at the college.
Yeah, so when I was a student, my partner Samantha and I co-founded a Culinary Club, which is a student-run organization and an extension of the culinary arts program. It gets them to be involved with the community. Like this actually upcoming Thursday, they're going to be doing Feed My Starving Children.
Wow, okay.
We've had guest chefs come in and talk to the students about the industry, where they are, how they've gotten to be.
So it is the student-run organization.
Yeah, absolutely. They get it. They're the ones who are in charge of reaching out. I've done a
Okay.
couple of introductions as an advisor because now I'm the advisor in this position, which is amazing to see how it's changed, it's grown, and the fun things that they're doing on their own, which is very impressive.
So what kind of roles do students play actually?
So we have a board of governors. You have a president, you have a vice president, a secretary, and things along those lines. And in fact, over here to the background, you can see we did a cooking competition and had guest chefs come in. We competed against students.
Okay.
And also judged us. So
I see one of the students actually won the first prize.
Yeah, actually they did. They took first prize, and then we had 2 professional chefs take the other ones. They did very well.
Wonderful. Great. So what kind of, so you have professional guests coming from the industry, okay?
Yep. So the students are in charge of saying, like, we would like to talk to somebody from the industry. For example, in December, in mid-December, we're going to be doing an action panel discussing the results of COVID on how it's affected education, mental health, the industry as a whole, on businesses that have shut down and the turmoil that it's going through. The growth of the industry is also extremely huge. We have to talk about where we're going, what we're changing, how we're adapting.
Wow.
And so the students are the ones that are putting together the questions. The students are the ones that are making the arrangements. All I did was help them with a couple of introductions from people that I may know that may be interested in coming.
Okay, that's awesome. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I know part of this culinary club is students actually do some fun recipes. They cook, they share their ideas. And I know you did this too. So my understanding, this is what we're actually doing here, right?
Yep, absolutely. So as I mentioned earlier with Crave, as I'm doing the ahi wonton crisp. So should we get started?
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to be garnishing with a wasabi sauce. It's usually like wasabi aioli is kind of a big thing. A lot of them like it a little bit thicker. I like mine to have a little bit more of a bitterness with the wasabi root.
Okay.
And then also right next to it, I have mandarin orange, green onions, soy sauce, and Worcestershire.
You can say that, yes.
I can kind of say that. So it's definitely a tongue twister. And I'm going to use those to top off with the garnishes I have here as the finished product. But before we even get there, we need to sear the tuna.
And this is the live show. So we have here a hot oil. What kind of oil are you using?
I'm using coconut oil. And the reason why I'm using coconut oil is because it has a higher burn point. If you can kind of see a little bit of the smoke that's coming with it, but it's really nice and hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this fairly quickly. I'm going to take the tuna, and in here I have the mix of sesame seeds and ginger. And I like doing 50-50 with the sesame seeds, as we have here. And then I just add in dried ginger to my palate, to my flavor profile.
And I believe it's a beautiful combination, black and white too.
Yeah, it's just give it a nice little shake. And I don't like to press down. I like gravity. I like to let gravity do its work.
So all the ingredients here you can actually buy at the regular store, right?
Yeah, you can get it at Cub. I mean, like Aldi wouldn't probably have a lot of it.
Oh, I can hear that. It's nice sizzling.
And Aldi probably wouldn't have any of it, but you'd run into some situations where Cub would have a majority of these ingredients. In fact, I think I can get all of this stuff at Cub Foods.
Okay.
Walmart would have a majority of it too, so you don't need to really find a specialty like Asian market or anything like
Wonderful.
that.
Well, there is a million things that you can do here at the Hennepin Technical College. While we are searing this tuna right now, we want to show you a little clip about our program. We'll be right back.
culinary arts. Become a chef today. You'll gain a solid foundation in cooking and technique. Classes start in January and August. Hennepin Technical College. Get ready to go to work.
And we are back. So we have our tuna here, tuna steak, which lightly toasted and on both sides. So you do not really have to cook it all the way, right?
No, I mean, the pan was a little hotter than I was thinking it was on
Okay.
that initial sear. So it got a little bit more of a sear on both sides than I was anticipating, but it'll still bring a nice
Okay.
texture to the tuna.
And some people are afraid of undercooked meat, but tuna is totally safe. Just
Well,
to sear it.
there's
Yes.
always risks, just like having
Absolutely,
raw to
absolutely.
medium rare style of steaks. There's always the warnings or things along those lines, even like poached eggs.
Okay.
So
Besides, you wanna let it rest, right?
I like to let it rest for a minute or two, and usually this time is where I will gather all of my ingredients. So
Okay.
I'll make sure that I have things close by that I'll be using. Make sure that my dressings are ready. I'll make sure that my wontons are crisp. How many should we make, chef?
Let's do three.
Three?
Odd number is
Odd
always
number is
good.
great.
Yes, just
Do you-
like there.
Do you mind
Absolutely,
setting up, pick out the
absolutely.
three favorites?
And what did you do with the wontons?
So the wontons, they come in a nice square, and I just cut them in half and I deep fried them. So
Okay.
just drop them in the fryer, get them to the colors and you can see with ours here that they're very airy. That's sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. There's different qualities and different ingredients. You get a chance to food what you love and play around with it to
Exactly,
figure out
exactly.
exactly what you like.
And what do you have in your marinade?
So the Worcestershire,
The Worcestershire?
yes, that one.
I just want to repeat that. Go ahead.
And then I actually use a soy sauce. I usually use a tamari because it's gluten-free.
Okay.
It just helps out make things a little bit more universal.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to slice the tuna,
Go ahead.
and then we'll put it all together.
Wonderful.
Sound good?
Yes.
So I always like leaving the end piece for maybe a snack or a test, but sometimes it's just nice to have it nice and even. You do not need a fancy slicer. You do not need a $400 knife like some chefs like to use. It can
Okay.
just be a nice, sharp chef knife would be perfect. I'm going to be doing this one gloved because I'm a professional.
Sure.
Get that nice color and presentation. And chef, if you wouldn't mind centering that.
Absolutely. There we go.
Thank you.
We have it for you there.
And then, would you bring back the glaze for me? So just anywhere, thank you. And what I like to do with this is I usually like to have like a perforated spoon just because it helps get a lot less sauce on there.
Okay.
But if you angle it right and just kind of let it slide out there and let it drizzle on, just adds a
All
nice
the mandarin
little.
oranges, all the umami flavor from soy sauce,
Yep.
everything.
I think it
Beautiful.
adds a nice like salty sweetness to it.
Absolutely.
And then I use a wasabi sauce with a powder,
Yes.
a little lemon juice, rice wine vinegar, and mayo for my aioli, which I mean generally is just a wasabi mixture
Okay.
and mayo blend for an aioli. And you can have it as thick or as thin as you like, but because I have a lot of thinner liquids in
Beautiful.
there, it comes out a little bit quicker.
Well, this is easy.
Yeah.
This is very nice.
Very simple dish. It's very flavorful. It hits a lot of the textures that you really like in your mouth. It's fresh. It's light. It's probably one of my favorites that I've gotten from a lot of the places that I've worked.
This is awesome. Well, this is what you're going to learn here if you come to Hennepin Technical College Culinary Arts Program, and you will be working with two people just like us here, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully. And well, we're gonna taste this, but before we're gonna go into the tasting, I just want to say thank you to Interactive Design Video Production. So thank you so much. We'll be right back next week.
Have a good day.
Hennepin Technical College provides hands-on training for careers in interactive design, video production, and animation. Classes start in January and August. Hennepin Technical College. Let's do this.